The footage you see here and the audio you hear are from the Canon VIXIA HF R800 camcorder. But is it worth the purchase? Let's find out. Let's start with the image quality, since that's the most important part of any camera. In general, the footage from this camcorder is very soft and very grainy. You're not really getting a lot of detail, even though this shoots at 1080p, 60 frames per second. Indoors, whether you have daylight only, normal room lighting, or studio lights, the image just doesn't look that good. In low light, this thing gets straight destroyed, so don't even try that. However, when you're outside in bright daylight, this camera is not that bad. The grain is a lot less noticeable. You can get some pretty decent stills outside. Actually, that's another misleading thing about this camera. In a way, it takes better stills than it takes video. And that's because in a still image, you can't see all the noise and that static constantly flying around on the screen. And that's incredibly distracting in video. Now, if you're looking for a camcorder, you're likely going to be carrying it around a lot, and convenience is the main advantage of the Canon VIXIA HF R800 over other cameras. It has a combination of optical and digital zoom. It has optical image stabilization. So if you're vlogging with this, it won't shake too much. The field of view on this camcorder is very narrow, so it's going to be right up in your face. So especially if you're using this handheld, you're going to want to get a wide angle lens attachment. The one I'm using is from Vivitar, and I've linked it in the description below. It has a standard thread for a tripod on the bottom. It has a flip out screen, headphone jack, an external mic input, and you can even use this to record and stream straight to your computer due to its clean HDMI out. And I'll have a video up demonstrating how to set that up. The Canon VIXIA HF R800 does not have a cold shoe mount. This means you can connect a shotgun microphone to it, but you don't have anywhere to put it. And having an external microphone makes a huge difference. Take a listen. And you'll also be able to hear some stuff in the background. So let's see if you can still hear me. Now I'm gonna put the microphone on. And now this is the Canon VIXIA HF R800. I have the Takstar shotgun microphone attached to it. I also have the wide angle lens on. You can get an L bracket, but I haven't found one that's actually good yet. As for settings, if you set everything to full auto, the VIXIA does a pretty good job of getting about as nice of a shot as you can get in any scenario. The manual settings aren't really that good. That's kind of how camcorders are. You can change the exposure, but you can't control the aperture size or how much light actually comes in. If you're trying to get bokeh or a blurry background, that's not gonna happen. As for white balance, you can go over a couple different presets. You can do auto white balance, daylight, tungsten, and quote unquote custom white balance. Basically what it does is it lets you fill up the screen with whatever the shot is and then click it, set white balance, and it will try to set the white balance to what the screen is at the time, and it won't change. That's not custom white balance. That's the camera doing auto white balance and then not changing from auto white balance. So yeah, manual controls aren't that good. Alright, so should you buy the Canon VIXIA HF R800 camcorder? For most people, no. If you use this thing outdoors with a lot of daylight, you can get some quite good stills. You can actually get some pretty good looking footage without a lot of grain. If you're looking for a camera to use indoors at all, at any place, even with studio lighting, this is not the way to go. If you are interested in buying this camcorder, I do have a link to it in the description, also with the link to the wide angle lens that I'm using and the shotgun mic that I had earlier in the video. I also made a video comparing this camcorder to some of the top webcams out, and another video where I do compare all of the webcams together that I have and see which one is the best. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next review.